Hello everyone, this is Jesse Dye, software engineer of the pet-friendly software PetFriend. And today we're going to be going over the officers module of PetFriend. So I'm currently logged in and underneath of the officers module. So under officer management, you're going to see cases. These are individual animal complaint cases that you may be working through your local municipality to solve, so you can kind of keep your files and records. Also, you're going to see calls, which include any type of anonymous calls about animals or any type of complaints that your officers may respond to. You may also have your citations here. We also have a officer inventory system, and we also have a mileage tracker for officer vehicles. So first, we're going to jump into cases. So under cases, you can see if we go into one, we can also see the animal record associated with it, animal condition when it was found, if it was a surrender, a stray, or if it was like a DOA. You can also put in the animal location where it was found, the owner's information, or any kind of case information associated with your local court. So creating a new record. When an animal comes into the shelter, you will just do a typical animal record. From there, once an animal is active inside your organization, you can select it from the drop-down system. So in this case, I'm just going to do Rusty. Put in dog. Fill out his breed information. If the animal required any type of medical treatment, if the animal was injured. So in this case, he was an injured animal. Say if we have a case date associated with this, animal location, any type of owner information. In this case, he was just a stray that we found that was injured. In this case, we do not have a court case actively assigned to it. You can assign an actual officer to it. So if you were the officer that responded, you can put additional cases. Okay. Go ahead and submit that. So this is useful for managing your cases. You can also go into the case itself, adding type of files. This could include like pictures of the incident when it happened, the condition of the animal for supporting evidence. So going back to our calls portion. So calls can be used by the front desk for any type of anonymous calls. When a call comes in, you can record the first last name of the individual if you choose. So in this case, I had a call and date that came in today. I'm going to put it as it came in around 4 today, and I can just select 4:30. I can actually assign an officer directly to a call itself, and they'll get a notification on their notification banner. And we'll just say this was regular. And I can, in this case, this was an anonymous caller, so only thing I can really get in this case would be like a phone number. And then okay. Put this in. Okay. So once the call has been put in, if the officer pulls it up, they'll actually be able to pull it up on Google Maps and click directly on this, and it will actually give them navigation to the location of where the animal was spotted. And this definitely helps officers out in the field as far as being able to track locations. And when an officer responds to an individual call, they can go in here and they can actually say when their arrival time was. So in this case, they arrived shortly after at 5 p.m. And if they've resolved the matter, they can switch it to a non-active record, and the record is now gone. And if you want to see it in the history, you can pull it up in history. So this allows you to manage your active calls and calls that have been resolved. You also have citation management here. So from here you can issue, find an animal, specify its species, breed, age of the animal, so officer that issued the citation date, the name of the individual with the citation address. You can capture their driver's license information, citation notes. So in this case, the animal is loose. We only gave them a warning in this case. There was no fine associated with it. So there's no fine amount. You could specify a fine due date, if the fine was paid or not. And this will allow you to link it into the accounting portion, and you can create an invoice that ties to this. Alright, now that we've entered in the citation, we can go in and edit directly. So currently the record is active. If we want to go ahead and flip it to an inactive record, say the fine has already been paid, you could put in the fine paid date. Fine paid is yes, and then you could submit it. Now it'll show up in history. So if we go back, you can also manage your inventory with the officer module. In this case, we have like traps. You can add other items directly to your inventory. Some officers or shelters provide additional services where they might rent traps out to people outside the organization. So you can do your purchase price and your markup price. That way you can manage your inventory. Also, you can manage your mileage for your vehicles, including your odometer, any type of mileage logs. You can add your vehicles here. And then from here you can update your odometer with notes for your latest trips. And for the most part, this covers the officer management module of PetFriend. Stay tuned for our care module coming up next.